I've been told that I'm antisocial. Apparently because I decided to stop organizing my life around the approval of others, and because I refuse to trim my hair just to look well for the public, which somehow means that I have opted out of being a social creature. You know, a man recently left a comment on my last video, and he was telling me that if I want to be judged well, I should dress the part. And when I told him that I don't make choices based on being judged well by strangers, he told me that I obviously enjoy being antisocial. And it made me realize that for some people, the idea of choosing your own happiness and comfort over a stranger's opinion is so radical that it needs a negative label. Have you ever felt that pressure to perform for others, even when all you really want in your heart is for a little bit of peace and comfort? I've decided that a quiet and comfortable life is anything but empty. So grab a cup of coffee and let's talk about it for a few minutes. So the comment that sparked this was actually fascinating to me. He said people are social creatures and feel better when others approve of them. And if you want to be judged well, then just, look well and perhaps trim your hair. And this wasn't in the video that I made about someone else saying that I should cut my hair. This was in the video about dressing for comfort. And my hair choice still came into it. There's so much to unpack there. The idea that we should optimize ourselves for the gaze of others. As a woman, I have faced decades of this, the unsolicited advice on how to dress and how to behave and how to look. But the truth is, I am not trying to be judged well by a society that assigns worth to clothing choices or to the length of my hair. I told him that not everyone is trying to optimize themselves for approval, thank goodness, because when we stop performing for the outside, we finally have the energy to nurture the inside. And my hair is exactly where I want it to be, and my clothes are chosen for the person wearing them, me. When I stood my ground, the label came out. Obviously, you enjoy being antisocial. It's a powerful word, isn't it? It's meant to sting. It implies that you're against people. But I think we need to look at what that actually means, By a strict definition, being antisocial in this context would mean choosing not to go out into the public or be around people. And if that is the definition that we're using, then I have to say I'm perfectly fine with that. If being social means that I have to coexist by following rules that tell me that my value is tied to my appearance, then I disagree with those views utterly. I will never believe that my worth is assigned to my clothing choices. And if staying in my own space means I am surrounded by the things that I love, instead of the judgments of strangers, then maybe I am antisocial. But I'm also pro-peace. Choosing your favorite place and doing what you love isn't some deficiency, it's essential. The truth is, choosing to be where I find the most peace, it doesn't make me a recluse. It makes me intentional. My home is not just where I eat and where I sleep. It's literally my sanctuary. It's the one place on this earth where I can relax entirely, free from the gaze and the maybe well-meaning judgment of others. And I know I can't be alone in this. There is a profound joy in being surrounded by the things that you love and the things that don't ask you to perform anything. For me, that's the quiet time that I spend taking care of my plants every day, or the hours that are lost in a good book or maybe a crochet project. And sometimes it's just the comfort of, watching a favorite familiar movie for the 10th or more time. And I choose those things at this time in my life because they bring me a level of peace that a crowded room or a social performance never could. Loving your own company and the life that you've built within your four walls isn't some deficiency. And I think it's time that we stopped apologizing for finding our greatest happiness in the quiet moments. So if choosing my own skin and my own home makes me antisocial in someone else's eyes, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'd rather be boring and at peace than approved of and just exhausted. Have you ever been given advice that was really just a request for you to conform? If you have, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.